Stop in the name of love before you break my heart.
Wow, what a great song, what a great message. And speaking of heartbreak, take a look at this photo. This is a woman that I know who has just run over with her car her brand new MacBook. And she is clearly heartbroken. So what was going on in her neuro pathways, the highway in her brain, that could result in this? Fascinating. So we're going to take a look at that today, because for the whole month of April, I've been talking about the brain and how it actually works. And so let's start with this whole thing around accidents. Accidents are actually signals for us to pay attention. Whether it's as small as a little cut on your finger, a scrape, a little stumble and fall, or a car accident, or something more dramatic. It doesn't really matter. It's important that you know accidents in the outside are really reflecting what's going on in the inside. And so as we look at what's going on in the inside in our brain, and what is our brain processing, and how is it actually handling all that's being thrown at it? Well, a couple of blogs ago, I talked about pain, and a nurse who was injured on the job severely damaged her back and had to leave work, was on disability, and for 10 years was in chronic pain, so severe she needed morphine. The cool part of the story is she was taught how to use her brain and to manage the input coming in so that she absolutely freed herself from the cycle of chronic pain she was in. She released all that pain and is literally pain-free today. Well, what does that teach us about the brain? There's some amazing things there. Number one, the brain is amazing. Number two, it needs to be directed. Number three, the brain can get caught in loops that take it round and around and dig deeper and deeper into patterns that don't serve. For her, it was the chronic pattern of pain that just kept getting triggered over and over. For others, it's anxiety. And for some people, it's even things like pornography. They get caught in the loop of more and more stimulation and are literally trapped in that. So the brain does need to be directed. It cannot be left to just run those loops. And the other thing that the story of this nurse really shows is how the brain has to choose what it focuses on. The concept of multitasking that we're all so caught up in, we're doing it all the time, it's actually a myth in terms of how well it's delivering. When we are fully present, we're not multitasking. And so we need to really acknowledge multitasking compromises the quality of the experience that we're in. So it's going to compromise the connection of you and someone else as you have a conversation or listen to your child. It's going to compromise the full focus, the creativity, or even the ability to deliver a really high quality product. So we have to let go of that idea and start to really recognize the brain actually does not multitask. It can switch from task to task, but there is a price. If that woman with the brain or the back injury had shifted from her focus on really seeing her brain as pain-free, if she'd kept shifting back and forth between that image and, oh my gosh, am I ever going to get my life back, etc., back and forth, she would never have got the results that she did. So I'd like you to picture a continuum with accidents on this one end of the continuum. Big or small, doesn't matter. Accidents showing up in your life over here, and this other end of the continuum where it's you focused, peaceful, grounded, open-hearted, really connected to who you are. If this is the continuum, where are you today? Where are you right now in how you're living your life? Pick a spot. And then reflect on whether you are ready to move more towards this end of clarity, of peace, of flow. Because if you are, next month's going to be really important. We're going to spend the month of May looking at tools and tips that take us towards this end of the continuum, that really help us take charge of our brain and use it to its capacity, or maybe just a little closer to its capacity, because we have no idea how much we can actually use that brain. But how can we be more in charge so that we are going towards what we want to be and how we want to show up in life? All right, have a great week. Look forward to joining you next time and bringing you tips, tools, and ideas that will in fact help you be more intentional, and more focused, and more open-hearted. Thanks.
Stop in the